whistle sounds, and off we go in the Basque capital of Vitoria-Gasteiz. 45 minutes to decide a winner here tonight. Which side will progress to the quarter-final draw of the 2022-23 Copa del Rey competition. The final taking place in the La Cartuja Stadium in Seville on the 6th of May. The Real Betis are the current holders. We've had some major news for Sevilla fans at the interval, with the club announcing the return of Lucas Ocampos. He was on loan with Dutch side Ajax Amsterdam, and he's one of the first new recruits that Jorge Sampaoli has been longing for. The club delivered a presentation video with Ocampos saying he's delighted to be back, and acknowledging the difficult times this side are passing through at the moment. The Sevilla placer, 48th minute of action. We have the first goal of the evening, and it goes the way of the visiting side. So Deportivo Alaves 0, Sevilla 1. And the goal hero for the visiting side, Ivan Rakitic, the 34-year-old, back in his second spell now with Sevilla. I think that's what you call an impact substitution, with veteran Navas delivering a delightful ball in from the right-hand side. Sevilla once again looking to build up from the back. Admirable, but once again laden with peril, as we've seen once or twice this evening, and we certainly saw on Saturday at Montelivi in the 88th minute of the game against Girona, with that error from Tanguy Nianzou. The Frenchman going from hero to villain as he scored his first goal ever in a Sevilla shirt in the first half from a Rakitic free kick, and then giving the ball away cheaply as Girona scored the second of the evening. Will that goal be enough to calm the waters at the restless Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium? One interesting point of note for Sevilla fans is the only time Alaves and Sevilla did meet in the Spanish Cup was back in 1939 in the semi-final stages. After a 6-5 win in the Andalusian capital, both sides recorded a 1-1 draw in Mendizorroza, with Sevilla advancing to the cup final. That was the year, one of the years when they won the Spanish Cup, beating Racing Ferrol in the final. In this counter-attack here, once again Navas on the ball, men over for Sevilla. Lamela opting to pull it back onto the left boot, and then Nasiri rising high. Ball still in play, Sevilla still on the attack. Alaves struggling to get it away. Once again, disgruntled voices from the home fans. Certainly felt that Nasiri was shoving defender Anderson Arroyo as he endeavoured to latch onto that ball. Outstanding memories of the Qatar World Cup was the En-Nesyri goal for Morocco against Portugal in the quarter-final stages, where the former Leganés men Man leapt over 2.78 metres to head home and steer the African side into the semi-final for the first time in a World Cup final. Some unpleasant stuff here between match official Soto Grande and Alaves defender Arroyo. So the return of Ocampos and a place in the quarterfinals. Will that be enough to sustain the Sevilla faithful? Alaves attack here. There was some rather unpleasant graffiti on the walls of the training ground at the weekend after the Girona defeat, basically threatening the club staff and board of directors that should the unthinkable happen and Sevilla dropped to the second tier. Unpleasant threats were issued by the hardcore ultra group Biris Norte. Totally out of order, but it just does show the levels of passion that run high in the Andalusian capital as Alaves win a dangerous free kick here. First time we've seen Fernando in action, and he commits a foul right on the edge of the area. Mamadou Sila just clipped by the Brazilian, and it's a source of danger here for Alaves. Luis Rioja and Tony Moya both over the ball. So 55 minutes of action gone here in Mendizorroza. Sevilla in the lead through Ivan Rakitic. Anyway, we're back underway, and it's Sevilla in possession. The goal now from Ivan Rakitic do the morale for the visiting side, the World of Good. They've been nervy in this first half. Certainly playing the way of a team with the weight of the world on their shoulders. Let's look at that free kick again as Jason directs it. It was a big hand indeed from Marko Dimitrovic. Fine stop from the Serbian stopper. And the debate seemed to surround whether if the ball had drifted past the goal line or not. So what can Deportivo Alaves do in terms of a reply? Rioja into Salah. And the ball falls back to Mohamed Sila. That's a poor effort from the former Girona man. We had plenty of endeavour and industry from both sides in the first half. What we didn't have was dramatic goalmouth incidents, and just one shot on target in the whole 45 minutes. And fell the way of Deportivo Alaves with just that half chance for Eric Lamela for Sevilla. The 9th corner of the evening for Alaves. Sevilla get the ball away from the danger zone. Lamela looking for Fernando. And the ball all the way back to Owano in the Alaves goal. Alaves just happy to build from the back again. falls to Rioja at the edge of the area. A fine intervention from Jordan. But the linesman's flag on this near-hand side was up. And it's going to be a free kick for the visiting side. Just starting to see the first signs of potential changes for Alaves too. Players from both sides warming up on the touchline here. As we see, Luis Rioja, the Alaves number 11, just mistiming his run, drifting into an offside position. Fine play from Balboa, finding Silla. Good defensive duties there from new Sevilla signing, Loic Bade. That's a poor ball. Just a sense of urgency now from the home side with the Rakitic goal. Meaning Alaves have to be alert. The whistle sounds there for an infringement. And it's Jason, just clipped by Karim Rekik. One of the Sevilla men on a yellow card this evening, along with Marcos Acuna and the now substituted Nemanja Guedel. So what can Javi Lopez do here on the left-hand side? Drifts the ball in, and it's far too easy for Marko Dimitrovic. Acuna for Sevilla on the left-hand side. To play the ball back in somewhat recklessly, and Bade called upon to just drift the ball from the danger zone, conceding a throw-in. Once again, that's a passage of play that epitomises where Sevilla are at the moment. Moment's hesitation there from the referee, and the whistle sounds. And this is going to be another source of danger. See the first substitution of the evening for the home side, and it's going to be Antonio Blanco, the new signing. He's set to replace Alex Balboa. So wearing the number 37 shirt, it's the man on loan from Real Madrid, and replacing the man whose cousin used to play for Real Madrid in Javier Balboa. Romero drifts the ball in. Ooh. Out for the corner kick, 10th of the evening for Alaves. Home side now knocking on the door. Desperate defending, and admirable to see Youssef Nasiri back on defensive duties. And it was the Moroccan who headed clear. Once again, Jason Remiseiro drifts the ball over, still not clear. Ball falling to Alex Blanco, his first intervention of the evening. Back to Jason. Tony Moya, and it's gone high and wide. Sense of urgency now from the home side. It's disappointing from Moya, it has to be said. He'll not want to see the repeat of that again. So we're now past the hour mark here in Mendizorroza. And Sevilla once again for the short goal kick. Once again, 2 or 3 passes strung together and the ball way too cheaply given back to the opposition side. Solid from Bade. He's looked very imperial tonight in the heart of the Sevilla defence. Playing just his 3rd game for the Andalusian side. And it's Alaves who break free on the left-hand side through Robert Gonzalez, just trying to clip the ball through for Luis Rioja. Montiel wearing gloves tonight to combat the freezing conditions here in the Basque capital. Quite a few of the Sevilla players opting for the gloved look, but no such thing for Marcos Acuna. The word cold and zero freezing temperatures doesn't exist for the former Racing Avellaneda man. Got his teeth in Argentine football with Ferrocarril Oeste, the second division side, before moving to the Avellaneda side. It was a springboard for a move to the Portuguese league, and subsequently joining Sevilla. Caps for the 31-year-old, and most importantly, World Cup winners' medal to boot. Note by day just clips an Alaves man. Once again, referee to this is temptation for the card there. Alaves free kick halfway inside the opposition half. Indeed, the card was brandished to the Frenchman. Bade joining that of Rekic and Acuna. Big call there for a handball. The fans were incensed. They felt that was a hand. VAR may intervene here. The referee initially points to the corner flag. And there's Victor Laguardia appealing to the match official to consult the VAR. Booth, VAR being honoured tonight by Javier Estrada. As we see this again. And certainly it appeared to strike Karim Rekic on the chest rather than the arm. Going to be yet another corner kick for the home side. Plenty of pressure now. Ball fizzes across the front of the goal mouth. Only as far as Anderson Arroyo. Back in. Headed away by Sevilla. Another cry for handball from the home faithful. The ball just drifts out for a throw in. As Jason just briefly snaps his concentration. Referee certainly getting instructions there from the VAR booth, that it appears. Whistle sounds. That would certainly have been harsh, despite the vociferous appeals there from Victor Laguardia. Goal has certainly sparked life into the home side. They've been more insistent now since going behind to that 48-minute header from Rakitic, which divides the sides at the moment. And it's the Rakitic goal that, as things stand, would send Sevilla through to the quarter-final, with the draw set to take place this forthcoming Friday at 1 o'clock local time in the Spanish Football Federation's headquarters in Las Rozas. Alaves now bombarding the Sevilla box. Home fans responding. What can new signing Alex Blanco, I should say. That is not the way for Alaves to carve an opening. As Marko Dimitrovic just happy to see a few seconds tick down. Alaves poised to make some further substitutions. What a servant he's been for the Andalusian side. Back at his second spell at the club, more than 300 appearances in a Sevilla shirt, combined with his 200 appearances for Football Club Barcelona. One of the iconic figures of Spanish football. And that's before you even consider the 100+ caps he's won for his national side, Croatia. As we see Blanco on the ball, composed pass. Just 22 years of age. Formerly at Cadiz on loan, just played 3 games for the Yellow Submarine all season. Dropping down in division to try and boost Cadiz. Alaves back into the top flight as we see Lamela break free, just run out of steam as he pulled the trigger. Fine intervention from LaGuardia. And the whistle sounds, and Bade needs to be careful here. Referee signals the free kick, but fails to reach for his pocket. As we see another change for Deportivo Alaves. Salva Sevilla there, just putting on the bib to warm up. The spotlight falling on Bade with that clip on the Alaves attacker, Mamadou Sila. And Sila is on the ball once again, combining, and the ball's all the way back to Dimitrovic. Once again, the home fans appealing for a pass back. Referee waves, play on. This time the whistle does sound, despite Lamela's appeal for innocence. Just clipping Abdel Abkar. So 20 minutes remaining here in Mendizorroza. 20 minutes for Deportivo Alaves to find the equalising goal. That would bring this tie to extra time. Extra time then would lead into penalty kicks should the sides be level at the end of the 120 minutes. Rebac it is here, poised to come on. And my money would be on Mamadou Salah to make way for the 24-year-old former Alaves B-man. But it's Sevilla on the ball, looking to extend their lead. Montiel finding his compatriot Acuna on the left-hand side. Been a quieter half from El Toro Acuna in this second 45 minutes here in Mendizorroza. Really the most active man for Sevilla in the first 45. Home fans, no let up in that goal now being marshalled by Jesus Owano. They've certainly played their part tonight in being the 12th man. As Alaves once again build patiently from the back. Robert Gonzalez on the right-hand side, and he's muscled out by Karim Rekik. Once again, Sevilla's errors in maintaining possession shown up once again as they cheaply give the ball away. Luis Rioja beats one, passes to Lopez. Blanco, back to Lopez on the left-hand side, delivered into the area from the youth man. And this time the ball once again drifts out behind for a goal kick for the home side, and the change set to be made. And we're going to see the introduction of Abde Rebec, and it's Anderson Arroyo. Tactical change there for the home side. Rebic coming on to add some muscle to the Alaves attack. With El Glorioso reverting to a back three as Luis Garcia senses time is running against his side. So at present we've seen the name of Real Sociedad. They'll be in Friday's draw with their 1-0 win over Real Mallorca earlier this evening. And as things currently stand, it will be the name of Sevilla Football Club to join the Basque side, who are enjoying a wonderful season, currently third in the La Liga table. Fine nutmeg there, delighting the home crowd here. Real Sociedad still currently in the Europa League, as indeed are Sevilla. They'll be in the qualifying round. And Alaves here, using the left-hand side. It's Rebic into the area. And fine intervention from the substitute. Jesus Navas conceding a corner kick. It's going to be Tanguy Nianzou set to bolster Sevilla's defence. Certainly points to the Andalusian side happy to sign up for a 1-0 scoreline. Alaves once again disappointing corner kicks. Has to be said that their dead ball delivery this evening and distribution has been disappointing. This here looking for a quick break from Lamela. Series of changes set to be introduced from both sides. Clock ticking down, 75 minutes gone of this round of 16 clash. Dimitrovic under pressure, doing well, just launching the ball long downfield. Navas back to Bade. No options on for the Frenchman. Back to Dimitrovic. Once again, Sevilla's issues in possession. 3 or 4 passes and the ball cheaply given away, just as Alaves do the same. What can the visitors do now? Montiel back to his keeper once again. Certainly playing with us like a side under huge degrees of pressure. Montiel finds Rakitic, finds Navas. Lamela picks up the ball in the centre of the park. And he finds the veteran Jesus Navas, the provider of the only goal this evening. First intervention from the former Manchester City man. And what a delivery it was. Pinpoint, finding the head of the on-rushing Ivan Rakitic. As Lamela finds Acuna. Better from Sevilla now, more sustained pressure. And Jordan unable to thread the ball through to Nesiri. Amadou Sila breaks for Alaves. Goes his own. Just runs out of men in blue and white shirts to pass the ball to. And Bade does well to rob him. Bade finds Nesiri. He's got support from Montiel. Argentine picks the ball up in the edge of the area. Got 3 in the centre. And fine intervention from Jesus Owano. There's the sounds on play held up briefly. Tony Moya. Seems to be in some distress, just colliding with his own goalkeeper. And that break in play offers Sevilla the chance to make the substitution. So it's former Bayern Munich man Tanguy Nianzou who joined Sevilla in the summer months, and it's going to be World Cup semi-finalist Youssef En-Nesyri making way for the Frenchman. His fans enjoying their evening. En-Nesyri seems to be unhappy with being withdrawn from action. So Nianzou looking on for some redemption this evening. From hero to villain in the space of 90 minutes in Montalivi. The good news for Alaves is that Tony Moya is back on his feet. Alaves poised for a double substitution with Marc Tenas, the youth team player, poised to make an entrance with the veteran Salva Sevilla. Time starting to run out now for Alaves as Mamadou Sila gets the ball, pushes it wide. Once again, it's disappointing delivery in from the right-hand side. It's going to be a triple Alaves substitution actually, with Ruben Duarte also set to join the fray. Break and play sees the switches for Alaves. So Salva Sevilla comes on. Moya, one of the players making away. And Duarte, number 3, also entering the action. Along with number 36, Marc Tenas. Triple substitute for Luis Garcia Plaza. Very much a last throw of the dice for the coach from Madrid. Coach who never really had a successful playing career. Played for Benidorm and was forced to cut his career short with injury at the age of 27. What he's lacked for in playing capacity, he certainly made up in a managerial capacity. He's overseen the likes of Elche, Villarreal, Getafe, more recently at Al Shabaab in Saudi Arabia, and just before joining Alaves, doing a solid job with Real Mallorca. As we see Luis Rioja, one of the sacrifice players. That triple substitution there for the home side. The objective for Garcia Plaza very much to get Alaves back to the top flight. So much disappointment around the club last year to drop down a tier in their centenary. Certainly much a hope that this can be an immediate bounce back for the side from the Basque capital. Time slipping away here though in the cup if they want to progress to the quarter-final stage. Duarte, first time we've seen this sub in action tonight, and it's Alaves now who are guilty of giving the ball away cheaply. Time running down. It's not been a convincing performance from Sevilla by any stretch. Just that one moment of brilliance when Navas and Ivan Rakitic combined. Apart from that glimmer of what Sevilla can do, it's been something of a pedestrian performance, it has to be said, for the Andalusian side, most decorated club in Andalusia. Undergoing something of a lean spell, it has to be said, languishing at the bottom of La Liga. Sevilla in second bottom as the table stands. This time last year they were second place in La Liga, and very much a candidate to offer a bid for the title. Whistle sounds. Montiel just winded there, with an elbow to the chest. Sporting there from Victor LaGuardia, and the Argentine's back on his feet, and play can resume. 7 minutes left here in Mendizorroza, 7 minutes left for Deportivo Alaves to find an equaliser. Rakitic to Lamela. The Argentine pulls his ball wide as the effort deflected. Referee seems to point to the corner. Just him to take a touch there from Abkar. Sevilla in absolutely no hurry whatsoever to take the resulting corner kick. Second of the evening for the Hispalenses, the side from Andalusia. Ivan Rakitic gets the ball back. The flag is up with the Croatian failing to move back into an onside position swiftly. See Alaves manager Luis Garcia slightly animated, certainly sensing that time is very much not on his side. All the promise and endeavour and good work that Alaves put in the first 45 minutes, where they were very much level to the challenge offered by Sevilla, has not been sustained in the second 45. Precision in passing and the lack of definition from the dead ball situations very much undermining the home side this evening. Sevilla just playing their role in winding the clock down. Montiel's on the ground. Fernando, the substitute, getting involved with Salva Sevilla. Referee waving play on as we head into the last 5 minutes, indicating that he's adding on some time. So Montiel's back on his feet, and he will take this throw in for the home side. Rafa Mir looking to come on in this break and play. And it's going to be Eric Lamela frowning as he leaves the pitch at Mendizorroza. Applauds the travelling group of Sevilla fans. Third change of the evening for Jorge Sampaoli's men. The throw-in finally taken from Montiel. And it goes the way of the visiting side. So Jason lofts the ball forward somewhat aimlessly. Salva Sevilla looking to pick up the ball in the inside the opposition half. Alaves here looking to probe down the left-hand side. Blanco cross field finds Jason. Once again, the distribution is disappointing from the home side. Sevilla now looking for the option of Rafa Mir up front. Rakitic. to Acuna. Montiel, time on the ball. The whistle sound indeed. Fernando just getting pulled and shoved there by substitute, by Alex Blanco. Montiel from the left-hand side. Acuna, I should say, from the left-hand side to Navas. Navas happy to go back. Nianzo to Loic Boade. Montiel looks for the edge of the area. Rakitic was looking to rush into the ball. And the whistle sounds once again, to the frustration of the men in red. 90 seconds of normal time remaining here at Mendizorroza. 90 seconds for Deportivo Alaves to find this goal that would take the game to extra time. And as things stand, it's the name of Sevilla FC that will be in the draw on Friday for the quarter-final stage of the 2022-23 Copa del Rey. Sevilla with Rafa Mir, he's got nobody forward. Salva Sevilla cuts out the foray forward, and Sila unable to latch onto the through ball, and Marko Dimitrovic dives on the ball, just takes the sting out of any impetus that Alaves had. Disappointing showing this evening from Mamadou Sila. Great opportunity for the striker to show Luis Garcia Plaza what he can do, but he's been disappointing. Not getting great service, it has to be said, but in the few opportunities he's had, he's failed to light up the surface here at the Mendizorroza pitch. As the clock ticks down to the 90-minute mark, the fourth official indicates that there will be 5 minutes of added time. And that very much looked like a foul throw there from the left-hand side from Jason Remisero for Deportivo Alaves. And this is very much last chance saloon for Alaves, as Alex Blanco seemed to get an elbow in the face. Play continues. And a hugely disappointing ball there from Duarte. Rafa Mir happy to go back, happy to find Jesus Navas. Navas in turn back to Montiel. Montiel to Fernando. Fine back heel there from the veteran Navas. Fernando looking for a free kick. Referee unconvinced with his theatrics, waves play on. And Salva Sevilla looking to build here for Alaves. Alaves fans unhappy as another Sevilla man goes to ground. Fernando seems to have pulled up. And certainly there's, I think, a heavy degree of skepticism amongst the Alaves faithful, and indeed the Alaves players, that the Brazilian is genuine. Your own mind's up about that one at home. A hint of amateur dramatics there from the Brazilian veteran. These will be minutes, though, that the referee will add on. Just limping from the field of play. Sevilla will have to continue with 10 men for the remaining 3-4 or whatever extra time the referee deems appropriate to add on. Alaves fans still doing their bit to spur their men on as the time drifts away from Alaves continuing in the cup this year, and indeed Fernando pleads to be entering back into the field of play. Alaves building on the right hand side, it's through Roberto, and a fine hand there from Dimitrovic. And once again Alaves men pleading for what would be a spot kick as Jason Lemisero shot. The referee trying to appeal for calm. Once again it's club captain Victor LaGuardia appealing to the referee. Tension rising here as the referee runs back to the scene of the crime. Jason still on the ground, just been pulled to his feet. Let's look at that again. The ball came over from Alaves Sevilla. Galician broke into the area, and I certainly can't see anything wrong with that. Got the shot off. Dimitrovic saved well, and just as he was following through, maybe he was clipped in the back from the on-rushing Marcos Acuna. The resulting decision, though, is a corner kick for the visitors. Luis Garcia Plaza certainly not happy with what he's seen. And Acuna again involved with so much tonight, deflecting away the corner, and Sevilla can break. This is it for Alaves. Possibly the last throw of the dice for the home side. Salva Sevilla files Duarte. Duarte into the area. Fine defensive clearance there from Loic Bade. The ball's all the way back to the Sevilla, nearly scoring against Sevilla. And one feels that was probably the opportunity for Alaves. Dimitrovic just launching the ball out for a throw-in. Jason to take it on the halfway line. Alaves back to the keeper. Everybody being urged to move forward. Ball lofted forward. And it's got to be driven in. It finds an Alaves man, but poor control. Amadou Sila it was. An unfortunate slip there, just as Alaves look to launch. This will be definitively the last throw of the dice for the home side. Ball comes in, and that's got to be it. Surely disappointing. As the header drifts wide, and Tenas it is who picks himself up. Face of disappointment, but it's that chance from Salva Sevilla that really could have taken this game to extra time. Marko Dimitrovic now into the 98th minute of this round of 16 cup clash, and as things stand